Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. Game over. Cleveland beats Minnesota in game one of a 3-game set. You know what? It's not the end of the world, though. I've told you this before. Cleveland is a good team, and they're the team that has to be aggressive. They're the team that is chasing the Twins right now. So this win for them, of course, helps them, but I'm not worried. There are 21 games left in the season. We have a 16 as the magic number. Plus, we get to face them 5 more times, and we get we do get Cleveland, but then Kansas City, Detroit, and Chicago again. We're gonna be fine. We're going to be fine. Everything is looking good. So, we did lose tonight, 6-2. They had 10 hits. We had 9. They scored 4 runs in the top of the 11th inning. Now, I told you last night against Boston, I'm a big fan of pitchers' duels. I really am. 2-1 games. You know, this was a pretty good game up until about the extra innings. And then it just got long and it got boring and I wasn't really into it. And that 11th inning really did hurt us. It just kept going on and on and on. Let's go to the 11th inning right away, and then we'll go from there, I guess, and see what happens. So, top of the 11th. This is where we blew it. So Yasiel Puig singles to lead things off. I mean, he was held quiet most of the night. In fact, he went 1 for 5. The only hit that he got was in the 11th. You can't keep him off base forever. He gets a hit in the 11th inning, a single to lead things off. Then, this is where we made the biggest mistake of the game, and it wasn't an error. Like I said, we lost 6-2. They had 10 hits. We had 9. They made an error. We did not. But you could almost say this was an error, I guess, because Cron, he misses the ball at first base. It goes under his glove. Now they re-grab it, recapture it, I don't know, whoever it was, Arise at second base, throws it to first. Cron is there in time. They get Kipnis by a step, right? But if Cron fields that ball, throws to second, they get the leadoff runner. Well, the wild pitch that put Puig on third wouldn't have happened, or it might not have happened, and even if it did, then if Puig is out at second, Kipnis just goes to second, and you likely, or at least have a better chance to get out of the inning. Of course, you can't play what-if baseball, but that was the first out. It allowed Puig to get to second. The wild pitch allowed him to get to third. Now, Franmil Reyes, he strikes out. That's a big strikeout for Lewis Thorpe. Even though he was the guy who, threw the wild pitch, he got out of that jam right there. And then Gratterall came in. Gratterall was going to close this thing out for us, or at least send it to the bottom of the 11th with a tie game. He intentionally walks Alan Gregg after falling 2-0 behind him, and then he gets Perez in a 1-1 count, fastball over the middle, and Perez singles it the other way. I hate the shift against the Indians, honestly. I know the shift is supposed to just work more times than not, but I swear the Indians just find a way to beat the shift against the Twins every single game. And it's consistently. It's not just once or twice. Of course, the once or twice that it happens, it seems as if, it hurts us, and that's why we lose is because of the shift, but tonight, and just like I've said all season, I don't think the shift against the Indians works. But Perez gets a single. It's 3-2. Then a hit by pitch, a single, a walk. We couldn't get the third freaking out. They put 4 runs up on the board. They score 6. We scored 2. That was it. I mean, this was a really good pitcher's duel for the most part, though. Pineda, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. His season high in strikeouts. That's pretty good. That is very, very good. Had 110 pitches or something very close to that. Very, very good tonight. Pineda has been our best. He's been our ace for probably 2 or 3 months now. I mean, this guy has been solid. And, we gave him a chance, right? And then May comes in. He does his job. He shuts the door in his 1 inning of work. We go to the 8th, and here comes Romo. Now, this is the 3rd time in, the last week Romo has really struggled. I don't mind him going out there. I think that's fine. But, he gives up the hit, and it just... They score. Of course, we were up 2-1 at this point. And if you look at the 8th inning, let's go to the 8th inning where Romo gave up the run. It was a triple by Mercado. You know what? That was okay. So Lamont Wade, he was shifted again. It's the shift that beat us. But he was shifted to the pull side, I believe, for Mercado, and he hits it right down the third base line. Wade dives for it, misses, he gets a triple, and then Puig gets the sacrifice fly. That hit really, that hit is what hurt us. Now, that's not necessarily Romo's fault, but he has struggled. He has given up a hit and a run in his last couple of starts, and while, yes, that one might have been because of, the shift. I think my collar is messed up. Has that been messed up the whole time? But I feel like, he's been good. He is good in certain situations, but maybe I don't know if he's just been as solid as he has at the beginning of the year. And that's just my take on it. I don't know. Like I said, he blew the save tonight as he had the chance to in the 8th. Gave up the hit, gave up the run, and we were tied at 2. Then Littell came out. He did good. Littell struck out 1, walked 1, and that was it. No runs, no hits, so he looked good. I thought he would come back out there for the extra innings. Nope, here comes Stashek. Now, Stashek didn't do bad. He went 2 outs, did give up a hit, but then Thorpe came in. He did good until that last inning in the 11th when Gratterall came in, and then Hildenberger struggled. I mean, it was just bad. We couldn't get that third out, as I said. But last night, let's just compare the two. Let's compare the 2 nights. So last night we had a great start. Who was it? Who started last night? Goodness sakes, was it? I don't even know. I'm totally out of it. But last night was a good start, a really good game. And it was Perez. That's who it was. Perez had a really good start, and then Pineda follows that up tonight with a really good start. And our bullpens, here's where you compare the two. So last night, I was kind of giving us crap about, hey, we put, May, Duffy, Romo, Rogers. That's it. Those are our guys that we know are going to shut it down. Well, tonight we used a bunch of, tryout guys, the guys we called up. These guys we've been moving all over the place, and they didn't do the job tonight. So that just tells you this team, that when we put out our good bullpen, and they really are on, maybe even when they're not on, like Romo hasn't been as of late, they can get the job done. I don't know if these new guys can in certain situations. Of course, Stashek, he's come in and had a couple of saves, 3-inning saves. Smeltzer, same thing. Thorpe, same thing. But, are they the guys we need to go to in these very close games? That's something to think about and look at, moving into this next series and so forth. What are we at for time? Okay. So let's talk about the rest of the hitting, though. We did score 2 runs. Like I said, it was just a boring game after the pretty well the 5th inning, I guess, is when the Twins stopped scoring. We didn't even score first, but in the 4th inning we did get a big double from CJ Cron that allowed the runner to score. So let's go to the 4th inning, and I'll tell you what exactly happened here. So Eddie Rosario, he grounds out. Nelson Cruz, he singled first, I guess. I'll start with that. Nelson Cruz singled. Eddie Rosario grounds out. So Eddie Rosario is on first base now. Sano strikes out. There are 2 outs. Luis Ariz comes up, singles. Eddie Rosario goes to third. And then CJ Cron doubles off the wall in right field over Yasiel Puig's head. That tied things at 1. That was a really good piece of hitting by CJ Cron. Good to see him getting in on the action. Luis Ariz, he's just good in general. Nelson Cruz went out with an injury. So did Jake Cave in this game. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then we scored in the 5th inning. Let's go to that really quick. In the 5th inning, Max Kepler, Jake Cave, and Jorge Polanco single on 3 consecutive bats. And we take the lead 2-1. That's what I'm talking about. When we can get hits in 3 consecutive hits, we do well. So I hope that, Cave is okay. It looked like he had a groin issue, I think is what they said on Twitter. And then Nelson Cruz, it looked like his hand again. I don't think he could rupture something in his hand again. But at the beginning of the year, he hurt his hand. Then a little bit later, he was out for a while. Then a little bit later, he does the same thing, ruptures his tendon and something in his hand, but he feels fine. I just hope it doesn't reverse and go back. I don't know how, I'm not a doctor, but I hope it doesn't do that. And he'd be out for quite a while again, because that's really bad. And we need him. So that would really be unfortunate, but I hope he's okay. I hope Cave's okay, because we really need those guys. Let's talk about the hitting, though. Max Kepler, 2 for 5. Polanco, 2 for 5. Cruz, 1 for 4. I mean, that just tells you right there, when those guys can get on base and score runs, I mean, that's what they did tonight, basically, was get those guys on base, 3 consecutive hits. Boom, there you go. That's how you score runs. The top of the lineup, and even when Cave was down there at the bottom of the lineup, setting things up, that's what you do. And you go 1, 2, 3 with hits, you score runs. Scope came in, he went over 1. That was an extra innings, but then Rosario 1 for 5 with a run. Sano 0 for 5 tonight, 4 strikeouts, did not look good. Tonight, Arise 1 for 4. He also drew a walk. Cron 1 for 5 with an RBI. He also struck out 3 times. Not the best night for him, but he did have the double, which was our only extra base hit tonight. Then Castro 0 for 2, Garver 0 for 2, Cave 1 for 2. And then that was, of course, what started that second run that we got in the 5th. And then Wade, he went 0 for 1 with a run and a walk, because he is just, goodness sakes, good at taking walks. He'll get his first hit eventually, but that's all I got for you guys today. Like I said, Pineda was great, 10 strikeouts, season high for him. Cruz is injured. Cave is injured. I hope they get better soon. And hopefully we can go ahead and take a win tomorrow. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.